Hey guys, I'm Carlin Barasinko with Decode the Left. This is a live stream over on my Substack, Carlin, KARLYN.substack.com. And you know what, guys? I had an epiphany last night. I had an epiphany. And it's honestly shocking to me that I didn't think of this sooner. But I was sitting here thinking, why is it? Why is it that I literally cannot, for the life of me, get Republicans to care about communists, literal communists, in Texas being on the faculty at Texas State University, openly calling for communist revolution to overthrow the U.S. government. And for those who don't know, and listen, I've been talking about this story a lot the last couple of days, but I'll just show you again over on the Substack. Hang on. Over on the Substack, I literally have a clip of a Texas State University faculty member calling for the communist overthrow of the government. It is not secret. It is not obtuse. It is what it is.
My name is Tom Alter. I'm a member of Socialist
Recording in progress.
My name is Tom Alter. I'm a member of Socialist Horizon in San Marcos, Texas, and also a member of the Texas State Employees Union affiliated with the CWA. As anarchists, these insurrectionists explicitly reject the formation of a revolutionary party capable of leading the working class to power. Without organization, how can anyone expect to overthrow the most bloodthirsty, profit-driven, mad organization in the history of the world, that of the U.S. government?
Now, that's not new to people who've been paying attention to my work, but we have to show it just in case new people are watching. So it's explicit. I have a video of a Texas State University faculty member that is in charge of teaching the next generation of teachers, by the way. He says that later in the video. If you want to watch the whole thing, it's on the Substack. He's calling for the overthrow of the United States government and the organization of a revolutionary communist party to do that. On video, clear as day. I have been beating my head against the wall trying to get literally any Republican politician or leader to comment on this for the last 3 days. I have made multiple phone calls to the governor of Texas. I have made multiple phone calls to the attorney general in Texas. I have made multiple phone calls to Ted Cruz's office. I'm assured Ted Cruz's office is forming a committee to discuss the matter. I have contacted Chip Roy's office. I have contacted local state representatives in Texas. I even contacted Trump's attorney general, assistant attorney general, Harmeet Dillon. And Harmeet Dillon told me that she was far more concerned about capital letters. When I said overthrow the government, Harmeet Dillon was really triggered by the fact that I used capital letters to do that. And she thought that was much more important than communist faculty member calling for the overthrow of the government. So this is what I'm dealing with. And so I'm sitting here racking my brain going, why the ever-loving F are Republicans who, there's no bigger clip that I can give you guys. I gave you guys a faculty member at a state-funded university in a red state, Texas, of all places. And I still cannot get Republican leaders and politicians to interact with this issue. And so I'm sitting here racking my brain. I'm trying to think about this last time. I'm like, why the fuck aren't they commenting on this? Is it just because they don't like me and my haircut? Is that it? I mean, that legitimately could be it, by the way. Like, it's not out of the realm of possibility that they take one look at me in that video. They're like, oh, she's a leftist, and they don't even listen to the video. That's not actually out of the realm of possibility for Republicans. But I actually think the answer is even stupider than that. I had this epiphany last night. I was like, these people have no idea that gender ideology and DEI comes from the far left. Like, I was sitting there, I was like, holy shit. The people who have been screeching about gender ideology for years, the people who have been screeching about DEI and critical race theory for years, they have no clue where this comes from because they never actually investigated the problem that they claim to care about. That other Jenny says, starting to wonder if Republican inattention is related to perverted interpretation of freedom of speech or am I giving them too much credit? No, I actually literally have had Republicans saying that in my feed. They're going, free speech, Carlin. Okay, so let me get this straight, Republicans. You want to punish people for making anti-Semitic remarks on college campuses, but you don't want to punish communists calling for the overthrow of the government and organizing communist activities on campus? Okay. Yeah, free speech except when it's anti-Semitism, except when it's speech against Israel, right? Especially in Texas, right? You're not even allowed to boycott Israel in Texas. And this is actually something I thought about too, is the fact that, and this is actually entirely possible. I vocally do not support Israel. I will never support Israel. I think Israel is evil. I don't care how you feel about it. If you support Israel, that's fine. It makes no difference to me. But I personally am very vocal about the fact that Israel is evil and I do not support them and I don't want my money going to them, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Is it possible that because I personally am vocal against Israel, Republicans will never, ever, 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 ever even share content, even when I get Texas State University faculty members on video talking about the overthrow of the government, because they're so beholden and cuffed to Israel that even sharing something from someone who is vocally against Israel is a step too far for them, and their AIPAC handlers would call them and yell at them and all this stuff. Is that possible? Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. This is the reality of the right wing. This is meanwhile, Reagan says, meanwhile, Brian Harrison, representative, is getting all this attention on a viral Texas A&M video. Well, this is what got me thinking about it, because it's not as though people in Texas aren't screaming about these issues. They're just screaming at a video from Texas A&M. I sent Brian a DM earlier and I said, "Hey Brian, how about you share this video now? Or do you only share videos that are things that come from your account?" Because with Brian Harrison, I've tried to get in touch with him many times since he first discovered that this stuff was happening, years after me, of course, but that's okay. People, Republicans get there later than I do all the time. So I've actually reached out to Brian Harrison on numerous occasions. I've said, do you want information about this? Do you want information about this? Do you want information about this? Never heard back. I've had people tagging me in his replies for months. I've never heard back from him. So I reached out to him with this faculty member video. He has it in his DMs. I said, "Hey, Brian, do you want to do something about this?" Didn't hear back from him at all. I literally just followed up with him saying, "Hey, Brian, do you plan to make a comment on this? Because there's literally 0 Republicans in Texas who have commented on this video. And it kind of seems like you guys aren't interested in communists talking about openly overthrowing the government. Kind of seems like that to me. Or do you only just share videos that come out from your account?" Because that's what this really is for Brian Harrison. I'm completely convinced of this. He likes the attention, and he's getting lots of retweets, and he's getting Twitter fame and all that stuff, and he really likes that. I had another Texas state representative, Hillary something, I put it on my Twitter. This woman, the gall of this fucking woman. This woman followed me after I shared that Texas state video 2 days ago. So within 20 minutes of her following me, I was in her DM saying, "Hey, Hillary, I see you're a Texas state representative. Do you want to do something about this faculty member?" Didn't hear back from her, so I went to follow up today. Guess what? Hillary unfollowed me and prevented me from DMing her. So the Texas state representative, elected politician in Texas, so-called fucking Republican, followed me because I have a video of a Texas State University faculty member openly calling for communist overthrow of the government. And as soon as I ask her to do something about it, she unfollows and prevents me from following up with any further DMs. This is the mentality of the Republican Party. And I had this epiphany last night. I'm like, holy shit. They really do not know that every issue that they have been screaming about for years and years and years, every issue they've used to try to make themselves famous, every issue they've tried to use to get themselves elected to office, every issue they've used for clout on Twitter, they have no idea where this comes from. None of them. Harmeet Dillon doesn't know where this stuff comes from. Christopher Rufo doesn't know where this stuff comes from. Greg Abbott doesn't know where this stuff comes from. Ken Paxton doesn't know where this stuff comes from. Ted Cruz wrote a whole fucking book about this, still doesn't know where this shit comes from. There is not a single Republican leader, politician, pundit, commentator who understands how the left operates. And this is the problem. I gave them too much credit. And it's so easy to do, right? Because in our community, we watch the left all the time. We listen to the left all the time. We listen to these people. We watch their presentations. We go to their trainings. We know what the left is doing. We know how the left thinks. We know how what the left is doing is pushing DEI. We know how it's pushing gender ideology, queer theory, trans and kids, drag queen story hour. We know how the left is pushing abolish the police. We know that all of this stuff, all of it is related back to the communist overthrow of the government. We know all of this. We've documented it for years and years and years. The problem is that no one on the right paid attention. No one on the right bothered to learn. Not say no one. Leaders on the right, opinion leaders, influencers, pundits, politicians, they never bothered to actually study the question that they were talking about. They only wanted the talking points because they only wanted the fame and the status and the clout. They never wanted to solve the problems in the first place. And because of that, not a single goddamn Republican in any sort of decision-making capacity or any sort of position of influence actually knows where this stuff comes from. They have no idea that this Texas State University faculty member openly calling for communist overthrow of the government is directly fucking related to every single DEI thing on college campuses. It is directly related to the queer stuff that Brian Harrison, state representative, is screaming about that he doesn't even understand. It is related to all of the abolish the police stuff. It is related to the border abolition, the attacks on ICE. It is all related. It is all intertwined. It is so clear if you actually just sit your ass down and look at the damn evidence. The problem is Republican influencers are lazy AF. Republican politicians are lazy AF. And I can't even get them to focus on a 3-minute video that literally explains the entire problem that they claim to be fighting. Republican politicians fight the left like a 3-year-old child helps mommy cook dinner. Like, it's like the very best analogy. It's like, is the 3-year-old actually helping mommy cook dinner? No, the 3-year-old's making a fucking mess that mommy's going to have to clean up later. This is exactly what Republican politicians do when they're fighting the left. They don't actually do anything productive. They just scream and cry and throw stuff, and they go viral on Twitter, and then they get a lot of good feedback, and maybe they even get on Fox News over it, and then they're really going to feel good about that. And then they forget the problem ever existed in the first place, because the goal was not solving the problem. The goal was to be famous. Stupid me. My goal is actually to solve the problem. I just don't think we're ever going to get there because Republican politicians don't know what the F is going on. Yeah, Donnie Girl says a lot of us have been screaming about this. I know. I'm not talking about normal, everyday people. I'm certainly not talking about people in my community. I know you guys understand this. I know it. Politicians in general, let's see, Donnie Girl says politicians in general don't really want to solve issues. They just want to make issues worse. Yep. That's right. Yep. Other Jenny said, are we sensing a Democrat sweep in the next election cycle fueled by Republicans not keeping their promises? Oh, yeah. The Democratic Party, and this is the saddest thing of all, because, of course, communists and socialists are not Democrats. They're not voting for Democrats. We don't even really cover the Democrats at this point because they're so effing boring. And the whole party is falling apart, to be honest, because the communists are picking people off from the Democrats and radicalizing them to the far left, whatever. But, like, the Democrats are absolutely going to win the midterms, 100%. They don't even need to do anything. Republicans just keep fucking up over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. It's crazy. So it's so frustrating because it's like, okay, so I literally have to go back to, we need to make a coloring book for Republican politicians. Here's what we need to do. I need to make them a coloring book where I have DEI means communism. Harmy Dillon. I need to make them a coloring book where I explain gender ideology comes from communism, Brian Harrison. We literally need to draw them fucking pictures or give them an activity that they can do at their IQ level, like coloring, that will get them to engage in the content in some way. 'Cause I don't know how I can make it any easier. I really don't. I don't know how I can make this any easier for Republicans. I am now at the point of making clips of like 1 minute long saying, Israel represents capitalism, where I have a communist saying that. Or I put out a clip today where, communism, or excuse me, abolish the police is about abolishing like, I've literally had to resort to making videos that long because this is the attention span of your average Republican. And it's like, we literally have to walk them through to say, okay, honey, do you understand that Drag Queen Story Hour is communism? Do you understand that trans is communism? Do you understand why? Oh, maybe we can't even do the why because the why is going to be too complicated because we've already lost their attention because they've already moved on to the next thing that they're going to try to use to make themselves famous on Twitter. It is infuriating, these people. So today I did another follow-up with the, governor of Texas, still haven't heard back from him. I did another follow-up with the attorney general, I still haven't heard back from him. I did another follow-up with Ted Cruz, Chip Roy, all these other people, and literally there are 0 Republicans. There appear to be absolutely 0 Republicans in the state of Texas that care that there is an open communist on the faculty at Texas State University organizing communist events on campus and calling for the communist overthrow of the government. Can you guys, like, maybe we can just all start calling the governor's office. Maybe that's what's going to be required. Like, I haven't asked anyone to call the governor of Texas yet, but maybe can we all just call the governor of Texas, be like, asshole, when are you going to fucking comment on this? Can we all just call the attorney general of Texas, be like, asshole, when are you going to fucking comment on this? Can we all just call Ted Cruz's office and say, asshole, when are you going to fucking comment on this? Can everyone just do that? Their phone numbers are on the website. You just call them. I would like you to comment on the Texas State University faculty member that is calling for the communist overthrow of the government. You have the information that Karlin Borisenko has sent you, so can you please comment on it now? Call, send emails. These people only pay attention when people make noise. They don't pay attention because it's an important issue. They don't pay attention because they want to solve problems. They only pay attention when people make noise. They only pay attention when people tag their asses on Twitter. They only pay attention when people are calling their office and complaining. That's the only time these people pay attention. So you know what? Let's treat them like the children that they obviously and clearly are. Okay, honey, you want to play the hard way? We will play this the hard way. We'll be calling your office every fucking day until you comment on this story. We will be calling your office all the time until we come. Charlie Kirk got shot in the neck. No shit. What? Charlie Kirk got shot? What? I'm looking on Twitter right now. Holy shit. Whoa. Whoa. Oh my. People are saying he's dead. People are saying Charlie Kirk is dead. In the comments, they're saying ABC reported that Charlie Kirk is dead. Utah Valley University, red state. Wow. Oh, yeah, he's dead. Oh my God. Oh my God. Look at that. Holy shit. In Utah. In Utah. Red state. And I guarantee you, when they find out who did that, it's going to be a leftist. I guarantee you. And I guarantee you that one day, one of these leftists that we record at one of these events is going to do something just like that. And I guarantee you that when one of the leftists we record at one of our events does exactly that again, that it will be someone that I have informed conservative of like opinion leaders and influencers and leaders about, and they will have done nothing about it. Suspect in custody. Do they know who it is? Wow. Holy shit. That sucks. I mean, I wasn't the biggest fan of Charlie Kirk, but that things are gonna get bad, guys. Things are gonna get bad. The left is armed. The right doesn't know the left is armed because the right doesn't care that the left is armed. The left is motivated. The right doesn't care because the right doesn't have any values that they hold dear, and so they can't imagine people making a political identity part of who they are. That's crazy. All right, well, I guess we'll be finding out more information about that. That is nuts. I feel bad for Charlie Kirk and his family. I feel bad for all of his friends. I hope he's okay, but I don't think he is because that looked like it was in the neck. In a red state in Utah. Okay, I need to end the live stream now. I really have nothing else. There's nothing else to say. There's nothing else to say. Charlie Kirk got shot and is probably dead. And wow. Yeah, thoughts and prayers and all that stuff. Okay. Well, that's it. That's all I've got. I'll talk to you guys later.